All right, we're going to be continuing to work with long division, but this time we're going to be using 2-digit divisors. And while things are a little bit different, our steps are the same. So I still have my steps written out. Check, divide, multiply, subtract, check, bring down. We can remember that by Charlie, do monkeys, sell, chopped bananas. And it's going to be especially important to include that second check when we're using 2-digit divisors because we use a little bit of estimation. So we're going to start with the question of 1,924 divided by 37. Now, I don't know my 37 facts. That's just something I've never learned, and honestly, I don't think I plan to learn. So I'm going to instead round to the nearest 10. I know 7 tells me to round up, so I'm going to round to 40. And I know my 40 facts because I know my 4 facts. I know it goes 4, 8, 12. I know it goes 40, 80, 120. So I'm now going to use this whenever I check, but I'm going to use this one whenever I check the second time. I say, does 40 fit into 1? It doesn't. This is off limits, and I can keep going. Does 40 fit into 19? It doesn't. More off limits, and I check again. Does 40 fit into 192? And it does. And so I know that 4 would fit into 19 4 times. So 40 would fit into 192 4 times. So I'm going to write my 4. But now that I get to my multiply stage, I don't want to deal with my 40. I want to deal with my 37. And as I told you, I don't know my 37 facts. So I'm going to give myself some space to do some multiplication. 37 times 4. Well, 4 times 7 is 28. I put the 8 down, I put the 2 up. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. And I've come up with 148. And I'm going to subtract. And I didn't give myself much space to regroup, so I'm going to actually do that in my work section as well. 192, 148, subtract. I can't take 8 out of 2, so I am going to regroup. This 90 is going to become 80 plus 10, and 2 plus 10 is 12. 12 minus 8 is 4. 8 minus 4 is 4. 1 minus 1 is 0, and I've got 44. Now for my second check, I want to use the 37. And notice something. 37 fits into 44, which means I'm still in the same column, and I need to put 1 more in. So I'm going to say 1 more 37. And I move back. 1 times 37 is 37. Subtract. 44 minus 37 is 7. And now I can do that check. 37 does not fit into 7, so I get to bring down. And I move back to my top check. Does 40 fit into 74? And it does. And I go, it goes 40, 80. It can only fit in 1 time. But now, remember, I'm multiplying only with my actual divisor. So 1 times 37 is 37. And I subtract, and I'm going to have to go over here again because I've got not much room. 74 minus 37. Can't take 7 out of 4, so I'm going to change my 70 into 60 and my 4 into 14. 4 minus 7 is 7. 6 minus 3 is 3. So my answer here is 37. And so I go to my second check. Can 37 fit into 37? It absolutely can. So I'm going to put a 1 over the column I was working in. 1 times 37 is 37. I subtract and get 0. I check. 37 cannot fit into 0. There's nothing more to bring down. So I am done, except I have 2 different numbers here. I have 11 and I have 41. And so to get my actual answer, my actual quotient, I need to add them together. 11 plus 41. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 4 is 5. And so my answer would be 52. And I can erase this and write in my actual quotient, 52. Or I could write, hopefully you would have at the top of your page, the actual question, 1,924 divided by 37 equals 52. So now I'm going to try this again with a number that will round down instead of a number that rounds up. And this changes things quite a bit. So I'm going to erase my board. And here's the problem we're going to work with. 1,392 divided by 24. So once again, I'm going to build my little house. I'm going to put 1,392 inside of it. I'm going to put my divisor 24 on the outside. And I'm going to move this up to give myself a little more space. I don't know my 24 facts. I'm a little better with them, but I'm still going to round. I'm going to round to the nearest 10, and 4 tells me to round down, so I'm going to be working with 20s. And because I rounded down, there's going to be more times where I want to check my work. So I'm going to start. The top check is with my rounded number. Does 20 fit into 1? It doesn't. Off limits. Does 20 fit into 13? It doesn't. Off limits. Does 20 fit into 139? It does. And I know 2 fits into 13 6 times, so I'm starting with the assumption of 6. But here, because I rounded down, I want to check first. I'm going to say 24 times 6. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 2 is 14. And I can't fit that in there. I cannot fit 144 into 139. So I know 6 was just a little too big. So I'm going to say 5. But now I need to figure out what is 5 times 24. And I'm just going to put this in my work area. 24 times 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Put the 0 down. Put the 2 up. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. So I have 120. And I'm going to subtract. 9 times 0 is 9. 9 minus 0 is 9. 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. And I'm going to check. And I'm going to check using my divisor. 24 cannot fit into 19. So I'm going to bring my 2 down. And now I start back at the top and I check with the 20. Can 20 fit into 192? It can. And I know 2 would fit into 19 8 times. So I'm going to check. What is 24 times 8? 8 times 4 is 32. Put the 2 down. Put the 3 up. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 3 is 19. And there is my number. So I know this time it was the estimate got me the correct thing. So I can say 8 times 24, well, I already did the work. That's 192. 192 minus 192 is 0. I can check 24 does not fit into 0. There's nothing more to bring down, so I am done. And up here, I can put in my quotient, 58. So the things that are important to remember here is that we round up and down, and we use our first check with the rounded number, and the second check with our actual divisor. And we make sure we multiply with our actual divisor as well. And when we round down, we want to check our work first because sometimes our estimate is going to be too high. When we round up, we have to be paying attention to that second check because sometimes our estimate is too low. Otherwise, we do it the same way as we've been doing long division the whole time. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you soon.